Here's a problem you could run into if you don't have a porch or a large roof overhang covering a door or protecting a door. And as you can see here, that the bottom of the wood door where the door sweep goes is actually rotted. And there's a good chance that this has something to do with the roof overhang. The roof overhang on this particular building is probably less than 12 inches from the face of the stucco to the very far edge of the roof itself. Now here's a picture of the actual roof overhang, and it's probably about 12 inches from the face of the stucco to the edge of the roof tiles, and that's not very much. I went ahead and I drew some pictures to give you a better idea. Here's a roof in a building with no overhang, and the water will simply roll off of the roof down the side of the wall. It'll roll right onto the door, and of course this is the worst possible scenario. This is the second worst scenario, which would be basically what we'd be looking at in the previous photographs. And in this case here, the water will roll off of the roof, hit the ground, and bounce back onto the door. And obviously some of the water is going to bounce in the other direction, but the problem is the fact that it is going to be bouncing around and splashing everywhere. Now you're going to have another problem with the bottom of your wood doors. If the wind is blowing, the wind will actually blow the water up against the door. The rain will never even hit the ground. The wind will blow it right up against the door or up against the building, and it'll leak down. And trust me, if the top of the door sweep, and that of course would be the aluminum part that attaches to the bottom of the wood doors. If that top of it isn't sealed, you can just imagine all the water working its way in between that and the wood door and to the bottom of the door, pooling up for long periods of time, absorbing into the bottom of the door, and of course waiting until the sun hits it to dry it out. And who knows how long that's going to take, especially if the door is located in the shade somewhere. Now here's a illustration of something that's going to work out a little better. You can see that the overhang here is about 2.5 feet. It's got plenty of distance between the water that could possibly be splashing onto the door. And of course this would be, an extended overhang is going to provide you with a little more protection. I didn't draw it in here, but a roof gutter, huh? Have you ever seen those things? A roof gutter is obviously going to be one of your better choices also. If you can put a roof gutter on a building with a 2-foot overhang, then I think you're going to have a pretty good shot at keeping those wood doors from getting wet or at least hammered with water on a regular basis. So, and if you don't believe what I'm saying, do your own research. Start looking around at homes with small overhangs or no overhangs, and then of course large overhangs, and kind of just take a look at the bottom of the door. You'll see dirt on the door. You'll see paint. If the door is painted, you'll see discoloration. And of course you'll even see moisture spots. I've seen moisture spots they just bleeds right through the paint from these things getting hammered constantly. And it doesn't matter if they're in the shade or not, if they're getting enough water, and the water is going to remain in between the door sweep, on the top of the door sweep, and the bottom of the door, then it's only going to be a matter of time before the bottom of the door rots out, and either the door will need to be replaced or repaired. And don't forget, these doors can be repaired most of the time by simply cutting the damaged area off and reattaching another piece of wood the same width of the door, bottom of the door, and making the repair. Put the door sweep back on, paint it, and you should be good to go for a while.